Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I drink? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
The first verse of the national anthem, it goes like this. Sing with me. Yeah man, stand up. Anywhere you are right now, get up and stand up. Stand at attention. You can stand at ease. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica land we love. Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica land we love. So, here's some more, you know, when I was singing the chorus. Boom.
Mr. Genius, without a murder, it will swim from the swim. In my soul shall fear no pain. For Lord to me, you will and I sing the songs about my I hear somebody tonight say, I'm next in line for my blessing.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Are you next in line for your blessing? Morning, morning, morning. How no do, how no do? How no do? And, you know, I start off with this video all the while, but that drummer, Kevin, he died about 2 years ago in an accident. You know, very young, enterprising young man. He went to Negril to buy something, rode a bike, and he was taking the food that he went to buy to somebody, and he crashed in Negril, in the town of Negril. You know, I tell you. But oh no, morning. Well, you say the weather improved, you know. There will be another cold front this weekend, you know. There will be another cold front this weekend. So we are not yet out of the woods, but good morning, good morning. Thank you, Ann Patrice, Echo, Nicholas, Tresha, Cherry, Selvin, Opal, Ems, Hewlett, G876 Records, Andrea, J Summer, Sabi, Lola. If me leave out a name, forgive me. But big up on yourself. So yesterday I spoke extensively about you know say me I surf social media, you know, me I feel laugh, you know. Because you see some of us, you see this like a politics thing, yeah. You see this politics thing. Anyhow, yesterday, I spoke extensively about Jolly and Silvera. former PNP MP who slaughtered his wife, shot her at least 3 times. We were talking about the fact that he pleaded guilty for manslaughter and whether or not the prosecution and by extension the court is going to be accepting the plea. Now, this is from the Gleaner. Sykes to rule and plea as Silvera blames provocation for his wife's death. The article says the prosecution has reportedly accepted a guilty plea from former PNP Member of Parliament for St. Mary Western, Jolly and Silvera, on charges of manslaughter on the grounds of provocation in connection with the death of his wife, Melissa Silvera. Submissions from both parties were heard on Tuesday in the gun court, where the matter is being conducted in an in-camera session. Know yourself. I'm coming up with the full details. Not today, but I have the full details. Anyway, Chief Justice Brian Sykes is expected to deliver a ruling later today, but it's actually tomorrow, Thursday. The Gleaner said today, but it's actually tomorrow. And whether the court will proceed based on the guilty plea. The proceedings are closed to the public in accordance with the Gun Court Act, which prohibits media access to certain courtroom sessions. Silvera originally changed his murder. Silvera, originally charged with murder, entered a guilty plea to the lesser offense of manslaughter when he appeared in court on Monday at the start of his trial. The 52-year-old businessman / wife killer is accused in connection with the death of his wife, who was found dead at their home in Stony Hill, St. Andrew, on November 10, 2023. Initially thought to have died from natural causes, an autopsy conducted 3 weeks later revealed gunshot wounds, with 3 bullet fragments recovered from her body. Wife killer Julian Silvera was arrested and charged on January 18 and has been in custody since. Attorney at law Odean Marston, who is not involved in the case, on Monday explained the legal distinction between murder and manslaughter. Murder is the intentional act of causing the death of another human being, while manslaughter is an unintentional act that results in death. Marston said, for murder, there has to be an intention to kill or cause grievous bodily harm. In case of manslaughter, there is no such intention. Marston added that the law allows for murder charge to be reduced to manslaughter under certain circumstances as provocation or mental abnormalities. He also noted that sentencing differs significantly between the 2 offenses. Murder carries a mandatory life sentence, whereas manslaughter has no mandatory sentence or mandatory penalty, leaving sentencing to the discretion of the judge. You got that? Now, yesterday, I read an article from Nationwide And they had said the maximum is 20 years. But I did some research last night and I found a Court of Appeal decision, which is telling me that Nationwide got it wrong. I'm gonna show you the Court of Appeal decision. And just gonna go over it a little bit. A guy named Karim Johnson. He was charged for killing a female. And he was charged for murder. The matter was heard in the Court of Appeal on November 18 and 22 in 2024. And the judgment was delivered in last year, 2025. Now, I'm just going to go over a little bit so you can understand. On July 8, 2010, following a trial before Martin Gale and a jury, the applicant, who is Karim Johnson, was convicted in the St. Mary Circuit Court on an indictment containing one count of the offense of murder in relation to the death of Miss Sharon Hibbert. He was sentenced by the learned judge on July 9, 2010 to life imprisonment with the stipulation that he not be eligible for parole until he served 15 years. All right? So he sought leave to appeal his conviction and his sentence, which was considered and refused by a single judge of this court on July 7, 2022. He renewed his application before the court. On November 18 and 22, 2024, the court would have heard the appeal. So let me go down and tell you what this Karim was accused of. The applicant was employed as a watchman, that is Karim Johnson. He was employed as a watchman at a construction site adjacent to an unfinished residence occupied by Karim, by the female Sharon. It is not in dispute that sometime in May 2008, he received permission from Sharon to charge his phone on the veranda of her premises. Subsequently, hostility developed between the applicant and the deceased. According to Karim, on an occasion, he left his cellular phone charging at Sharon's premises. When he returned to retrieve it, he saw Sharon taking it up, along with the charger, and going back inside her house. He called out to her, but she did not answer. Despite his many requests, she denied having it. The applicant, that is Karim, made numerous attempts to retrieve the phone, reported the matter to a police officer, and sought assistance from a friend to speak to Sharon about returning the phone, to no avail. The exact dates of these confrontations were not ascertained during the trial. Subsequently, Sharon's body was discovered at the back of her premises on July 4, 2008. So the prosecution called many witnesses, and one of them said that the guy told him that he was gonna kill her, even though him tell her, said, don't do it. On September 9, he gave, that same year, 2008, he gave a caution statement to the police, admitting that he was the one who hit her. Because him tell the police, say, after him asked Sharon for his phone, she showed him the middle finger and tell him, go suck your mother. After further disputes over the phone, he went to her house. He's saying that she pushed him to the ground, then used a piece of iron pipe to hit her on her head. That is what he said Sharon did. In the question and answer document, he admitted that he was angry with the lady as he refused to return the phone. So let me go back. Let me go down to the analysis by the learned by the Court of Appeal judges. Let me go down, and so we can. Let me go down to the analysis. All right. So here we are. Right here. All right. Remember, I said nationwide, that said 20 years for manslaughter. All right. The judges in the Court of Appeal, they said the statutory maximum for the offense of manslaughter is life imprisonment. That's what the judges say. And we have to go off of what them say. But the maximum sentence should be reserved for the worst examples of the offense. And they are saying we should see another case, Wayne Martin versus the Crown. In undertaking this sentencing process, we had regard to the relevant sentencing principles and methodology as set out in numerous cases. They quote another case. And the sentencing guidelines for use by judges of the Supreme Court and the Parish Court. As per sentencing guidelines, manslaughter attracts a normal range of 3 to 15 years with a starting point of 7 years. However, guidance is also taken from the authority. They quote another case. Having done a review of several authorities relevant to the offense of manslaughter based on provocation, set out a normal range of 7 to 21 years. The actual starting point will depend on the circumstances of the offense and should reflect the intrinsic seriousness of the offense. The judges continue. It was our view that an appropriate starting point should be 17 years, as the pathologist's evidence stated that the deceased, Sharon, had a compound depressed fracture of the right temporal area and closed depressed fractures of the maxilla area. And what is this? Occipital, I know them medical terms there, skull bone. Further, that the deceased, Sharon, suffered massive brain damage and hemorrhage. He stated that the cause of death was due to the brain damage and hemorrhage as a result of multiple skull fractures caused by blunt trauma. He expressed the opinion that the force used was excessive. In the pathologist's opinion, the injuries could have been caused by more than one blow to the head. We identified the aggravating features as follows. The judges said there was an element of premeditation. Karim told Mr. Rose prior to the actual killing that he wanted to harm Sharon, and Mr. Rose advised him against it. Karim made an initial report to the police concerning the cellular phone and was subsequently advised to make a formal report so that action could be taken. He did not pursue that route. The applicants continued confrontation with Sharon despite the growing hostility between them. D, having hit the deceased, that is Sharon, on the head with a piece of iron, he left her on the ground unattended. And E, the adverse effects on the family of Sharon. The judges said these increased the starting point to 21 years. So that is over the 20 that we had in mind from yesterday based on the article. We identified the following as mitigating factors. Karim was only 22 at the time of the offense. The previous good character of the applicant, including an excellent social inquiry report. The applicant, at a crucial stage of his development, 14 years old, was taken to a place of safety. Anyhow, they continue. On the account of the mitigating factors, the starting point was adjusted downward to 16 years. The applicant was also given full credit for 22 months for the time spent in pretrial custody. Sound familiar? Because this guy has been in jail for 24 months. Anyhow, the sentence was therefore reduced to 14 years and 2 months. So that is what this guy who hit the female in his head got. 14 years and 2 months. And I am sure there's a parole period after that. So where we are now is that this guy, this wife killer, he pleaded guilty to manslaughter. The DPP, having reviewed the file and everything, decided to say, yes, we are accepting the guilty plea for manslaughter. It is most likely that the Honorable Chief Justice will also be accepting the guilty plea. That is where we are now. I know that me did want to see, but as them say, we have to accept what is being done in the court. We can't cuss all we want about it, but we have to accept it. So what we are going to move on to now is the sentence that this wife killer will be given. Whatever sentence he will get, and let us take this 20-year thing out of our mind, because the judges in the Court of Appeal say the maximum for life imprisonment is the maximum for manslaughter is life imprisonment. Right? That is the maximum. So many of us are saying, boy, no, we could just wait and see what will happen. He pleaded guilty. He accept full responsibility. And I am hoping this wife killer dead at prison. It is my hope. It is my hope. Without any apology. I am hoping this year wife killer, the sentence where I'm going to get, him never see the light of the aim where I'm going to see, and when him come out of himself, and there's somewhere out there. So. Yeah, the DPP accepted it. So it's up to the Chief Justice now. And based on the facts that the DPP accepted it, I am expecting, can't preempt the court, but he left to the judge now. He left to the judge now to say accept or not. So if him accept it, I am hoping this guy spend the rest of his life in prison. There are two things now. I tell you about this politics thing, yeah. All right, there is an article in the Gleaner. Let me go over it. Starlink red flag. Starlink red flag. And listen, no taxpayers' money go to waste. Listen, no taxpayers' money a waste. Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis has flagged as a breach of procurement rules. Actions taken by Senior Cabinet Minister Darrell Vaz in relation to the purchase of 200 Starlink devices valued at $12.12 million Jamaican dollars. In a compliance audit tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, yesterday, the Auditor General reported that Viewz acted in his capacity as co-chair of the Relief and Recovery Oversight Committee, improperly directed a disaster relief agency to engage a single supplier for the procurement. The Auditor General said the move violated established procurement procedures, which requires such actions to be initiated by the head of the procuring entity. So the Auditor General is saying Viewz was not the one who was supposed to do it, but he went ahead and do it. According to the audit, correspondence showed that the procurement was initiated by a letter from Viewz dated November 13 last year, addressed to the director of the Office of the Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. The letter instructed that payment be made for 200 Starlink mini 4th generation devices to a supplier identified in the report as Supplier 1. Don't worry yourself. I want to try and find a supplier because I have an next article to read with the same supplier business. The ODPM subsequently submitted 2 invoices from the supplier dated November 11, 2025, totaling $12.12 million Jamaican dollars before tax. The Auditor General stated that Viewz involvement breached Section 20 of the Public Procurement Act 2015, which assigns sole responsibility for procurement activities to the head of the procuring entity. So you might be asking, let me go down further, because you might be asking, where are these Starlink devices in this article? But how much Starlink device buy? I'm not going to find an article because most of them, these Starlink devices that were bought, them still lock up somewhere, now use. So that is another taxpayer waste. Taxpayer dollars waste. Let me go over to Nationwide because there's an article that affects somebody in the next party, the PNP. Here is an article. It's the same supplier one that was identified in an audit done by the Auditor General. Jack then was beneficiary of UHWY tax exemption breach. Nationwide, listen to what Judge Davis reported on Nationwide yesterday. Listen to this.
Nationwide News has seen a document which lifts the lid on the mystery surrounding the private company, which the UHWI used its tax-exempt status to import dialysis machines for in 2024. That document says those machines and other sundry items have a cost, insurance, and a freight or CIF value of $40.5 million. That document we've seen highlights in red the name of the company which benefited from the UHWI's inappropriate action. That company is Jack Den. Jack Den is owned by chairman of the PNP's Region 3 and a member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew, Dennis Gordon. A version of the report which had Jack Den's name redacted was recently tabled in the House of Representatives. The report says UHWI's private wing was listed as the importers of the machines, but the UHWI was unable to present the machines, so the Auditor General's team could inspect them. According to the Auditor General's report, its team was unable to confirm whether the 12 dialysis machines for which Jacqueline benefited from UHWI's tax exemption status is in fact owned by the UHWI. When our news center contacted Dennis Gordon for comment earlier Tuesday afternoon, he asked our reporter why he was calling him. When the reporter explained that the matter related to Jacqueline being named in the Auditor General's report on procurement breaches at the UHWI, Dennis Gordon hung up the phone. He has not answered subsequent calls. The board of the UHWI has called in the police fraud squad to probe the issue. Dennis Gordon and Jacqueline are reportedly denying wrongdoing. Last week, PNP President Mark Golding gave this response when asked whether he had spoken to Dennis Gordon about the allegation that Jacqueline was connected to the UHWI tax exemption saga.
He knows my position because my position is not new, and he agrees with my position that chips must fall where they lie if there's anything in any kind of allegation. But at this juncture, he has maintained that he has done nothing wrong, and I have no reason to doubt that because I haven't seen any official investigation, any official report suggesting otherwise. And I'm not prepared to engage in any speculative chase after any individual, which is just based on rumor or based on conjecture or based on information, the source of which we have no knowledge of.
A few weeks ago, when the issue entered the public domain, opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, moved to distance himself from Jacqueline. Dr. Dawes, up until recently, was listed on Jacqueline's website as a consultant to the company. He then posted a video to social media in which he declared that his designation as a consultant was an error and that, quote, I have no affiliation to Jacqueline, end quote. George Davis for Nationwide News.
So you hear that? You hear that? No, I am hoping because I've been listening for a while, wanting to know the name of the company. So I am hoping Nationwide or another news entity find out who is the supplier for these Starlink devices too. But may I tell you, man, may I tell you, one does never cease. And Dennis Gordon, him own Jacqueline, and he's the chairman for a region for PNP. One does never cease. One does never cease. Anyhow, there is some things happening down at the wharf. Especially, there are some things happening down at the wharf. Let me read today's letter, the letter of the day from the Gleaner. Let me go over to the Gleaner and read today's letter of the day. This letter is titled Jamaica's Broken System. Jamaica's broken import system punishes its people. There is no polite way to say this anymore. Jamaica's import clearing system is hostile to its own people. When the cost to clear an item routinely exceeds the value of the item itself, the problem is not logistics, it's policy failure. According to international trade benchmarks, port and border compliance costs in developed economies are a fraction of what Jamaica pays in OECD countries. Border compliance averages $100 to $200 per shipment, with processing times measured in hours, not days. And in Jamaica now, it gone a months. In Jamaica, clearing costs, once duties, GCT, stamp duties, port handling, customs processing fees, brokerage, and storage are added, can easily exceed 50 to 100% of the item's value, even for basic consumer goods. Now last year, you know, last year, after the passing of Hurricane Melissa, the Prime Minister announced that there's gonna be some wave in a fees. And this, a lot of persons hear this, and them went ahead and send barrel and all kind of stuffs go to Jamaica. People send barrel from November last year, early November. When them check, they are told that the container, no me I talk about, you know. They are told that the container the container and the wharf not strip yet with their barrel. People go there since we go clear barrel. And although it is no fault of their own, them still have to pay storage fee from the time the barrel land until them go clear it. Scamming a go on. This can't be right. This people ship. A lady sent me a voice note last week. The lady tell me say our house mashed down and all these things, and our daughter sent 3 barrels come here. From November 4 last year, the barrel was shipped. And up until now, she's told that the barrels that came up front or first, the people them not come to clear it. So fear around her back. People, I know people, you know. I know a lady, she left England and go down because she was told that by so and so the barrel would be ready to clear. So what she did was ship the barrel in her name. No. She shipped it in somebody else's name. That's a good thing. And she was told that and because she wanted to be the one to distribute the things. She was in Jamaica for 3 weeks. She left back to England Saturday. Look here, I pay a chopping a go on. Next time, big up yourself, sir. Big up yourself. And apart from them thief, you know, people think goods don't have. This is another, you know what, how much people tell me, say them ship them barrel. And when them go home and what, man, some things are going, Mr. Prime Minister, I wonder if you know what is happening, sir. Because some serious things are going on our wharf. The last duty wave or the fee wave ended December. So people have to start pay. But I was saying at the time, you know, say for example, because me don't understand. Say for example, there is a, if you are shipping a car, right? You buy a car in Japan, and you can get a special license to import a car of a certain age. 2016, I think it is now. But say for example, you bought the car in Japan, right? And you ship off the car. And the year change, and you still don't get the car. That special license still applies, you know, because the car was bought and shipped. So, even though you couldn't buy a car today of that age, the fact that you buy and ship it from November last year, it means the special license still applies to that vehicle. Why the government never put something in place? Whereby, seeing that them say at to the end of December, whereby anybody who buy and ship off them barrel before December last year, the duty waiver would apply to them same way. Why? Why they never do that? As some serious scamming and chopping are going, you know, man. And how you think I feel it? Who you think I feel it? The poor people them are the poorer class of people them I feel it. One person I know came from England. They gone back, but one has to come back because barrel is in her name. So me I talk about Jody. Only if I see a person I know, somebody from Grangeville. But you see what I talk about? And it just a roll in. Father roll, I say it's the shipping company. It's a lot of people trying to get the deal. Yeah. It's a whole heap of things. And they know. Them people don't have wife, you know, man. Them unconscientious, your fault, you know. No conscience, you know. You see, look here, you see when the hurricane came, I see some people come out and them are going and me just look at some of them, you know, because I say it's only a matter of time. Now look at this now. Mr. Vaz, him go sign up one document. Why shouldn't sign? One letter, why shouldn't send? And 120. How much? Let me find the article because I see where somebody Starlink still no use. Hold on. Let me find the article. Because somebody Starlink still put on a one police station or something, no, on a station, some put on somewhere. Where them? Let me find it. Let me see if a nationwide carry it. I'm looking for the article. Because this is important. This is very, very important. Hold on. Man, link to that. I'm looking at some other screens because I want to find this. I want to find the article here so I can make you see for yourself. Say, some of these. What's it, the Gleaner? Let me go by the latest news and click on something. Let me see. Because some of the Starlink still put on about 100. Look at how much of them put on and I use. And you know who smiling at all of this? The person who was given the contract to import the Starlink. Them smiling all the way to the bank. Them smiling at. Hold on, I want to find something, man. I really want to find this. Because this is important. Because look here now. Look here. I sent barrel from Canada. December 4. And every time I call, they tell me that it's still on the wharf at Kingston. I am asking who will pay for the spoil and damaged goods. Slackness. How that go on? My relative shipped barrel from last year. And I haven't heard a thing about them. Even now. November until now. Something needs to be done about the slackness. I'm trying to find something, you know, because there was an article about the amount that were bought, and appears like this go. You think say them know what them are doing, you know? Them know exactly what them are doing. Them know exactly what them are doing. Them know exactly what them doing. You hear me? I'm trying to find something. Okay. There's a Gleaner article. I'm going down. All right. So these Starlink, the devices cost $12 million. 200 of them. 200 Starlink cost $12 million. The disclosure was among finest. Let me go down and see something. I want to. Okay. The requisition form, which documents the procurement requests, approvals, and justification for emergency procurement, supplier selection, and risk assessment, was created retroactively to formalize the process. The Auditor General added that a review determined that 120 devices were distributed among 17 entities 13 of which confirmed receipt of the total of 86 devices. However, physical inspections conducted at 8 entities revealed that all 41 devices issued to them remained unused and in storage. How much for one Starlink? Hold on. $250 for one Starlink. If you want one Starlink at Jamaica, no. If you want a Starlink at Jamaica, no. 250 US times 155 equal 54. Okay. Times 200. Okay. But these are the mini, so the mini them cheaper, no so? But a pure, look here, a pure, and look here, Starlink, you know. Starlink, you know. I see a lot of people buy Starlink before the storm, after the storm, you know. Starlink, you have to hook it up, you know. And you have to pay a monthly fee. A lot of people just went ahead and buy Starlink. A lot of people I advise, you know, and tell them, say, look here, you go and buy a Starlink because them said it's free for November. But after that, comes a monthly bill of 7,000 odd, or 7,000. 200 Starlink were bought, 120 were distributed among 17 entities, 13 of which confirm receipt, but 41 of the devices issued to them remained unused and in storage. So the question is, who these Starlink that were bought, who is paying the monthly bill for them now? Neville Williams, what go on? Big up yourself, big up yourself. Why may I tell you, say, no, man? One does never cease. Anyway, make we move on. I'm trying to open the star, but it'll give me some bad mileage. The star will give me some bad mileage over here, so. I know the issues, but I don't want to go there, so. So I could go back to the Gleaner. All right, let's go to the Jamaica Observer. Let's go to the Jamaica. Yeah, man, Jason, I may have Starlink about 3 years now. I have Starlink. As a matter of fact, I stopped using it last year because I got flow, what them call it, fiber. Was very fast. So I did stop use Starlink, but I had to start use it again. But Starlink, having Starlink and having what them call it, solar is the way to go, you know. Remember me tell you. Because I see an article in the Gleaner where why the Gleaner? I'll give me that bad mileage, man. All right. I see something in the Gleaner. Electricity restoration. Come on. All right. Electricity restoration in Westmoreland impacted after hoodlums vandalized transformers stored at a church. The JPS is reporting that hoodlums have vandalized several transformers that were being stored at a church in Westmoreland. They were scheduled to be deployed to support Hurricane Melissa electricity restoration efforts in the parish of Westmoreland. The company, in a statement yesterday, strongly condemned the action. According to the JPS, as part of preparatory work, the transformers were left overnight on the church property so that restoration could begin the following morning. However, it said that when JPS teams returned to begin installation, they discovered that the units had been disassembled and the copper components removed from their interiors. The Light and Power Company noted that such actions not only damage critical infrastructure, but also slow the restoration process and prolong the inconvenience experienced by customers awaiting the return of electricity. JPS is urging members of the public to help protect electricity infrastructure by reporting suspicious activity and is appealing to anyone with information related to the incident to make an official report to the nearest police station. JPS, at time I start giving reward for some of them information, you know, because some people, but boy, so I was reading the article, but I wasn't showing you. Let's move on to the Jamaica Star. Jamaica Star. Let's move on to the Jamaica Star. Sylvia to know his fate in court tomorrow. Super D remembered as a Sound Clash champion. Veteran sound system selector Super D. He died yesterday. Condolences to his family and his friends. Jamaica too. Brace for more chilly weather this weekend. Teachers working in fear. Calls made for educators to be trained. That's the one up where the guy sue Norman Manley. Okay. I wonder if this will go open. Bad mileage from the star. Okay. For those of you who ever been to the Pelican Bar, when I used to carry tourists, you know, a lot of tourists normally have a package. You can go Appleton Estate and or the Black River Safari, our Wise Falls, and the Pelican Bar. Pelican Bar normally get a hit when the hurricane come. They were mashed up the other day. So Flags Pelican Bar, one of Jamaica's most iconic offshore destination, has officially reopened after extensive repairs following Hurricane Beryl and Melissa. So Flags Pelican Bar is now reopened. And the tourists there on it. Trust me, if that is your thing, if you visit Jamaica, you want to go somewhere. What you do is the person who is taking you, they take you to a section of Black River, and then you go over on a boat. Go over on a boat, and you're out this bar is out in the middle of the sea. In the middle of the sea. So JPSN bill for 2 months. I am out for the 2 months. Yeah, Jason, you have to realize, you know, them have to send bill, you know. It is computer generated, you know. So them are going to send you the bill, but it's just that we have to look at is the amount on the bill. You understand? You have to look at the amount that is on the bill. Them are going to send you a bill, you know. But you have to look on your consumption, blah, 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 for how long you were out of electricity. You have to look at that. But them are going to send you a bill, man. Them are going to send you a bill. All right? It is generated. Them are not control. It is generated by them computer system. Let me go back to the star. I'm trying to. I move slow for me. Hold on a bit. All right. Moving slow, man. And now, man, all these things. All right. Musician among 2 men charged for gun. So let's go down to some of our favorite section in the Star. Some of us favorite section. Wait there. Let me go back there, so. Star, give me some bad mileage, you know. Hold on. I'm gonna open it from a different page and then go back to it. But let me go to the Jamaica Observer. And in the meantime, bus accident kills 16 pilgrims, northeast Brazil. Audit exposed weaknesses in ODPM's procurement practices. That are the same Auditor General. House approved truncated version of bill to increase stipend to jurors. Let me see how much I'm planning to pay jurors now. Let me see what. Okay. The move to increase the stipend paid to jurors from $2,000 to $6,000 daily is one step closer to reality, and this is long overdue. Long overdue. I was hoping it would have got $10,000. Because to tell a man says, no go work today. Go turn a juror. Yes, there is this community spirit and the need for justice, but at the end of the day, we have to talk about the bread and butter issues, not true? I have to talk about the bread and butter issues. So they are increasing it. Normally, you serve as a juror. You are paid $2,000 a day. They are now going to increase it to $6,000. There was a double murder in Norwood. I'm gonna be carrying the report later today. But as a result of that double murder, the St. James police imposed a curfew in a section of Norwood St. James following a double murder in the community, which has been under a zone of special operations since June 2021. The bullet-riddled bodies of 2 men were discovered in an abandoned building in the area. Commander for the parish of St. James, Senior Superintendent Aaron Samuel, said the curfew forms part of strengthened operational activities aimed at reassuring residents and public safety. The Norwood Zozo had recorded no murders or shootings in 2025, and similarly, no murders were reported in the community in 2024. But yesterday, there was a double murder. This taxi driver, he was found guilty. Manchester family relieved after taxi operator convicted. A Manchester family on Tuesday rejoiced outside the circuit court. Moments after taxi operator Kevin Leslie was found guilty of murder in relation to the barbaric killing of his spouse, Shade Brown, in front of her 11-year-old son 3 years ago. Leslie, otherwise called Nice, was convicted by a 7-member jury following a 2-week trial in the Manchester Circuit Court. The guilty verdict was announced by trial judge Grace Henry Mackenzie. He's expected to be sentenced on February 26. His lawyer, Norman Godfrey, opted not to comment on the matter pending the sentencing. Outside the court, the female's family, the female who was killed family, huddled and praised the verdict. We got justice for her, and it is 3 years now. It was a very load on us, her son, her mother, and for all of us, it was very heavy. But thank God, we got justice. Millicent Laird, the grandmother of Brown's son, told journalists. Laird was especially relieved for Brown's son, who had testified in the trial after witnessing the Friday, March 10, 2023 murder of his mother. Her son gone to school. So you see, when he comes home tonight, he's going to be very happy because he is still scared of Leslie. He's out of our lives. The son and his 5-year-old cousin were left traumatized after witnessing his 28-year-old mother stabbed repeatedly with 3 knives by her spouse, despite their cries for mercy. Her son was also reportedly threatened by Leslie during the murder committed in Newport, Manchester. The son said to him, "Where do my mother suffer?" And him say, "Move from here so before me stab you too." Brown's mother, Dana Walker Ellis, said as she shared the gruesome details of her daughter's murder following an interview with the Jamaica Observer 3 years ago. At that time, a police source said investigators believed the couple had a dispute about 8:30 in the night. A police report said the woman killer, then proceeded to use knives to stab Brown repeatedly before running from the scene. The children were reportedly locked inside the house with Brown's body. After hours of trying to get out of the house to seek assistance, the 11-year-old alerted neighbors. So after him kill her, him locked them up in the house and run away. A bus owned by Brown's relatives, which was given to the accused to drive, was found a short distance from the house with the keys inside and reportedly used by neighbors to transport her to hospital, where she was pronounced dead. All know I can't get over it. Even though it is traumatizing for the baby, you can't ask him nothing about it. When you ask him, he run up and down like him crazy. We are so happy because we prayed, we fasted, and we asked God to give us strength and everything that we need. God has spoken. We didn't have any doubts. The way it was heavy, we kept praying and asking the Lord to give us strength. Today, God gave us strength, joy, and the answer. You can't fly up in God's face. And we thank God that justice is served. She recounted her last moments with Brown, that is the female who was killed, who was described as a humble woman, a very humble woman. 1 week before she died, she was right in my house. We had a close relationship. She was a good lady. She didn't fight. She didn't quarrel. So I still don't know how this happened. Ladies, if you are in a relationship that is abusive, leave it alone. Do what you must to protect yourself. Mandatory fee for jury in New York City is $72 a day. If the employer have less than 10 employees, the state will pay for the rest of the 3 days. Any Desmond? Why Jamaica not reach to say it, Desmond? Jamaica no reach. Delia, what you say? Delia? They are still There are still some good men out there in Nigeria. Just that, boy, I mean, I know. There are still some good men out there. It's just that. So let me go over to the Jamaica Star. There's an article in this Star where this guy is complaining to pastor that my wife is too boring. Hey boy. He's saying, I am writing to you about my wife. We are young people and we have been married for 3 years. We have one child together. She's a wonderful girl. My wife said that since our daughter came into our lives, I do not have much time for her. Whenever I come home from work, my wife says, I hug and play with our daughter, but I do not behave as if she exists. I have examined myself, and I have to admit that I spend more time with my daughter than I do with my wife. But it does not mean that I do not love my wife. I love everything about her. No, sir. You don't love everything about her. Because where you going to say next? No, you don't love everything about her. But him say, I love everything about her. But I have told my wife that I would appreciate that when I come home, she is ready for me. Sometimes she's in the same clothes that I left her in when I go to work. Sometimes when I go to the bathroom, my wife does not even offer to help me shower. After I have had my shower, I have to say to her, look, honey, I am here. And most times she is tired. I have never showed interest in another woman, and I do not intend to do so. But my wife is too busy doing nothing. Pastor say, smart women should prepare themselves for their husbands. And when I say they should prepare themselves, I mean in every single way. A woman does not have to go to university to know what to do when her husband comes home. She should be fresh and lovely. She would keep him home if she is ready for him. Even if dinner is not ready, the other dinner that is not prepared in the kitchen should be ready. If a man is having a good relationship with his wife, he will always be thirsty. Let me read that over. If a man is having a good relationship with his wife, he will always be thirsty. And this is the truth. He will not have to beg her for anything. The dinner would have been kept warm on the stove so that his thoughts can be occupied and ready for anything that she may dash upon him. That is how I see it. Jason, you're talking about looking at helper. Apparently, she's at home because him say him left her if him left her, Jason, if him left her at the house, I will him come back in the same clothes. Apparently, she's a stay-at-home mom, no so? Or a stay-at-home wife. Eh? Apparently. So you say him looking at helper. Is that fair? If him go work and do all these things, is that fair? Is that fair? Come on, Jason. We have to look at the things rationally, you know. You say him looking at helper. Him left go work and left her in the same clothes and come back and see her night. So it means say he is working and she's staying at home. Now look at helper. But based on what pastor say, it's not about looking at helper. He's saying everything should be, pastor is telling him that everything should be ready when him come home. The food on the stove and the food elsewhere. Housework is a job by itself. However, these men thinks housework is not hard. So she a work too, right? All right. The lady tired. Well, if she tired, you know. But you see, I agree with what Pastor say, you know. We don't go and make excuse, you see? We don't go and make excuse. Stay home, man, have a lot to do. Stay home, mom, have a lot to do as well. No, me not say no. I don't disagree. Take care of your wife, and she will take care of you men. Yeah, the woman them at look out, you know. Lord have mercy. Watch mama them come out. Watch mama them come out big and brawling. What you say? I don't know. This man say I don't need to change the topic. The chef at serve. No, him still well in reopen the restaurant, you know, this man. But some work still a go on here. Popeye, the lady tired. All right, maybe she go and stay tired then, no? Eh? So what the man gonna work and come back? If you come up, apparently not tired. Housework is a 24-hour job. I agree with you, Sandra. I agree with you. I agree. But we can't make all of the excuses we want, you know. We can't make all the excuses we want. But when Mass Dick starts straight and complaining start, eh? This man is saying him not no intention to look for another woman, you know. But she should be and change. But okay. Popeye, what? Popeye, I want Popeye into wicked. Him think I mother this. Wanna go on about mother here? Wanna stand there about think a mother. Wanna go on about think a mother. So the man say when him left and go to work and come back. And boss man, I will tell her, you know. Him left and go to work. She have on the same clothes. And when so apparently when him done beard, she have on the same clothes. And that the man I complain about. The bearding part, well, that is for another time. But anyhow, bun for bun, Tina say, Tina say bun for bun. I hear you. You start come, Tina. I hear you. Women's drive work off her nervous system. If the man does not make her feel loved and safe, she will not be ready for him. Okay, I hear you. This is the reason why I leave the people them sound alone. Lola said he needs to ease up by doing some of the housework. What you say, Lola? I hear you. Him a liar. Housework never done. We still have to make time for him. Okay, Karen, I hear you. Dick is straight because it want to. It has a mind of its own. Delia, I hear you. So here is Clifford now. I know exactly what this man is going through. I'm in the same position. We have one son, married for 7 years. My dear wife has never cooked for me. I do 2 jobs and work 7 days a week. In Clifford? You hear what Clifford say? Eh? Denise, what you have to say about that? Delia, Tina, the man say, I know exactly how this man feel or what this man is going through. I'm in the same position. We have one son, married for 7 years. My dearly beloved wife has never cooked for me. I do 2 jobs and work 7 days a week. Clifford, Denise is saying that no look good. So Clifford, then if you work 7 days a week, Clifford, and do 2 jobs, at what time you find for your wife, Clifford? Clifford, if you work so much, what time you find for her, Clifford? What time do you find for her? All work and no play, no, Clifford. All work and no play, no, Clifford. Working is one thing, you know. Working is one thing. But we have to find time for play too. Eh? Clifford knew what he was signing up for before he got married to her. Clifford. Clifford, Chanel say, she's single, Clifford. Do the maths, Clifford. Chanel, when I break up nobody marriage, you know. Anything when you want to read out of what Chanel say, I want to read out of it. But Clifford, Chanel is saying she is single. All right, so here is the orchestrated life. Clifford, you're away from wifey too long. Clifford, working 7 days a week and working 2 jobs. Why are we that, Clifford? Our Tina Tappy. Tina Tappy. Don't cause Clifford no headache in the morning. Yeah. Please. And every woman stays so. Here, Tina. And every woman stays so. But, all right, God's child. Let us stop making excuses. As a wife and husband, we should satisfy each other and stop making excuses. Wash the pot, cook my food, and wash the pots. A cake waiting for the master to enjoy. Lord, God's child, I hear you. Eh? What you say? The cake waiting for the master to go and slice up. This man, what you say? Look like Clifford running all of the money. And when you look at all the money, how of face you see. Next man, Lord have mercy. Next man I play in your porridge. This man, look here. Look here. Look here. But Clifford, 7 days a week, working 7 days a week, and doing 2 jobs. What time, when you go home, Clifford, not sleep, you want to sleep, man? Why you want, work hard, yes, but boy, we are working hard is one, you know, but we have to work smart too, you know. Working hard is one, but we have to learn to work smart as well. You know? Working hard is one because we might have something we want to achieve. But we also have to work smart. KK. You understand that, man? Leave him alone. All right. Clifford is saying, don't get me wrong. She works too. But I think a lot of women don't know what it means to be a wife or girlfriend. So Clifford is saying she works too. So I know he want to work. He works 7 days a week and work 2 jobs. But she works too. But he's saying a lot of women don't know what it means to be a wife or a girlfriend. Why I tell you, you know, life how are we, you know, like, hey. So that gentleman was saying him wife too boring. This one is saying him wife clothes are too skimpy. I am 23 and my wife is 20. We have been together since we were in high school. We got married 2 years ago. So when you got married, you were 21, she was 18. Okay. But she has been displaying a form of behavior that I cannot take. She likes to wear clothes that I do not approve of. And we are not living in our own place. We are renting from some Christian people. I have spoken to my wife on numerous occasions, begging her to cover up. She tell me, say, her body is her body. I told her, no. Her body belongs to me, and I do not like the exposure. Boss man, where you get that from? Her body belongs to you. Anyhow, we do not have any children. Sometimes brothers from our church visit us, and I can see them staring at my wife. She does not sit properly when they are here. I asked her what is wrong with her legs. Why can't she keep them closed at 20-year-old and at 23-year-old? you not see nothing yet. She said nothing is wrong with them. I am just too jealous. I cannot say I am not jealous. But if you should see how my wife sits, I am sure that you would agree with me that she's inviting men into her life. The first girl I was intimate with behaved like my wife. I knew that she was inviting me in, and I accepted the challenge. When I didn't accept the challenge right away, she asked me if I was sick. I told her no. I did not give her the chance to ask me again. I took up the challenge. So I know that we are doing, so I know what we are doing is not right. I had to stop some of my friends coming to my house because they are not married. And I don't want them to have an affair with my wife. You sound immature, me boss man. Anyhow, a few weeks ago, my wife and I went to beach. Some of her friends were also there. She wore the sexiest swimsuit. Some of my male friends were even teasing me about what she wore. I was embarrassed. I left the beach before it was time for us to go home. We fussed about what she wore throughout our journey home. She did not see anything wrong with what she wore. I told her she was covering the bare essentials. She said she has it, so she can show it. I told her that if she does not change, our marriage will not last very long. She told me I can do whatever I want. She does not intend to please me. She has to please herself. I don't know what to do with this young girl. You married her, bossy. I love her, but the exposure is just too much for me. Do you think I am choosy? Am I wrong in telling her that she has to be decent and should learn to cover up? Please let me hear from you. Pastor say, your wife fails to understand that she's embarrassing you by the way she dresses. She has to learn to cover up and should understand that men are aroused by what they see. Women are aroused most of the time by a touch. That is why some men, when they see a woman on the street half naked, they say, wow, look at that. That is why they whistle at women and they see the woman, when they see the woman are skimpily dressed. As a married woman, it is time for your wife. Anyhow. Boss, you have a lot to go through. Boss, you have a lot to go through. Not start yet. At 20 years old, I don't know that them problem there. if your wife continue to behave this way, Pastor ended by saying, your marriage will end soon. Sandra said she was dressing that way before you married her. Of course, 18 years old, she was dressing, exploring. Because they got married when she was 18, you know. So, apparently they are dating from she was 17, also. Apparently they were dating from she was 17 or maybe 16 plus. They got married when she was 18. She's now 20. You can't tie down, bossy. It's sad to say. But at 20 years old, I am sure right now she might have said, oh, me go married so young. Me not have no doubt say that she go through right now. I don't have no doubt say she go through that right now. Why me go married at 18 years old? And this man, I come tell me, say, I him own me body. I'm enough to put on that. What me love do. Anyhow. You see, I was supposed to done 7:45. It's almost 8:15 now. Thanks for joining. I didn't drop any news last night because I was kind of doing some. And by the way, you would have heard me talking to the sister of a guy who the police killed in Manchester, in St. Elizabeth, Oral Foster, also known as Addy or Cartel or Bingy. And you heard she talking about a female who she claims to set up her brother. I was contacted by that female last night. Hey, I was contacted by that female last night. Stay tuned. We'll be dropping the news, trying to drop it early today. But tell a friend. Ensure that you keep on sharing the channel. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6:45 with more from the newspaper. But later on today, we are going to be dropping the news roundup. Tomorrow morning again, 6:45. Join us as we review the newspaper. I will give you our views, our unbiased views, whether you want to affect PNP, you want to affect JLP, you want to affect the Jamaica Constabulary Force, you want to affect anybody at all. We're not afraid to say what we have to say. Because no guy, we don't no guy pocket. All right? Blessed love, everybody.